Good morning. This is Robert Goodman here on Positive Strokes, Staying Clean, and I'm so happy that you have a moment in your busy schedule to be a part of my recovery, and I hope that what I share with you will be a part of your recovery. Today I want to talk about, when we come from active addiction into recovery and we work the steps and we clean the wreckage of our past and we do all this work and we overcome all these things in our lives and we're moving forward, and then now we don't have all these things to do anymore. We are not involved in the drama of our addiction. In our recovery, we've cleaned the records of our past. We're living life on life's terms. We're helping others in recovery, and it seems like we have a lot of free time. We have free time. We're not used to having this free time. And we're like, well, what is there to do? What should I do? How should I move forward? You know, we created, well, let me put it like this. Robert has created so much turmoil in his life for 40 years worth of addiction. And by me creating all this in my life, and I've cleaned the wreckage of my past, and now that I'm in my recovery, and I'm at a time in my life where I have peace, it's a new road. And I must pay attention to myself that I don't get tunnel vision. Not to fall back into the old behavior, because now I've cleaned the wreckage of my past. Now I've moved forward. I've built a life in my recovery. And now I have time to enjoy it. There you go. To enjoy life on life's terms. See, most of my life I've been fighting going uphill, up the hill to survive. And I worked hard on myself to change my behavior to make my life better. And now that I have free time. And it makes me kind of nervous because I'm not used to this way of life. And I must think back to when I came into my recovery. When I came into my recovery, it was a new way of life, something that I knew nothing about, but I was tired of my old life. So I changed my behavior and took a chance on trying something new. And I was rewarded with the blessings of my recovery. So now that I have this time, I don't want to fill up the calendar and overexert myself. That's not good. I want to live life on life's terms, to enjoy life, to enjoy the blessings of recovery. And that means that I must know how much time I need to address for my recovery, time to address for the family, time to address for my work ethic and my work, and time enough to enjoy life on life's terms. I don't want to overwork myself to make myself tired and exhausted where I'm unable to enjoy the blessings of recovery. Also, I want to give time to my family. The woman that traveled the road with me in my recovery, the ups and downs that we faced and we've had, so we can enjoy life together, living our best lives. So that means that I don't want to overexert myself so we can enjoy life together, to do things that we choose to do, that we enjoy. And I come to realize that, you know what, in my act of addiction, the most sleep I would get would maybe be 3 hours at one time. But in my recovery now, I'm in the bed by 9 p.m. It's a big difference. Unbelievable. Makes me laugh sometimes. But also, I'm 66 years old, too. So that has a lot to do with the amount of sleep that I need for my body. So, in my recovery, at this present time, that I do have some years, but I don't focus on the amount of years. I say that so people know that you can have years in recovery. That's it. My focus is on being clean and sober today. That's my focus. I don't look on the years that I have because I've seen in recovery that we can overly exhort ourselves and make ourselves bigger than who we are because, well, I got me 20 years. I know all about recovery. But the interesting thing is that the period of time that I've been introduced to recovery, that there are people that regularly go out having 10, 15, 20 years in recovery. It does happen a lot. And I don't want to fall victim to that behavior. So I had to think and listen to the stories of these people that experienced this, where they relapse after all this time. And it comes to mind that what I hear is that I think I know everything about recovery when I only know that I have today, that I got to keep doing the next right thing. But I don't know what the next right thing is going to be tomorrow, but I know what the next right thing is going to be today, what I need to do for today. When tomorrow comes, I face that. But for today, this is what I need to do to stay clean and sober. So I keep my focus on today because it's very important that I keep myself humble and don't let the amount of years that I have make me feel that I'm so educated and I'm so knowledgeable about my recovery that I won't fail. But I know people that have time do fail. And I don't want to fall victim to allowing the amount of time that I have to make me feel bigger than who I am and make me think that I know more than anybody else about recovery. What I do know about recovery is what works for Robert. I don't know what works for you. That is your job to find out what works for you and what you need to do to keep yourself clean and sober. For me, I keep it simple. I just do the next right thing, whether I like it or not. And a lot of times I do not like it. I do not like it. It feels like I'm going against myself. But when I do it, after I do it, then I see blessings of recovery. I see blessings of doing the next right thing. I see me learning more about myself. I see I'm learning more about the things around me because I'm doing the next right thing. Also, recovery taught me that I have no control over people, places, or things. So if I don't have no control over nobody else but Robert, and if I don't pay attention to Robert, I won't have control over to Robert because Robert would do stuff that would harm him without thinking, because that's what he did in his act of addiction. And it's easy. It's so easy to fall back into the same mode and the same way you lived your life in the past. But recovery teaches me to live life on life's terms. That means that life is constantly changing. Your world is constantly changing. It's not staying the same. So I have to be able to, willing to adapt, to change my behavior so I can receive the blessings of recovery and the blessings of my life. I must understand that just because my point of view is a certain way, it doesn't mean that it's true. This is my belief system. This is the way I think. And it may be good for you, but what's good for you may not be good for somebody else. So that means that I can't put my spin or my judgment about my life and force it down somebody else's throat. Because this is what works for me. This is what keeps me clean and sober. And I learned from watching and listening in recovery that the only way a person stays clean and sober is they find their own way. And once you find your own way, you protect your recovery at all costs. Also, you do not overextend yourselves. Like some people, they keep a schedule and, oh, at 9 o'clock, I got an appointment here, 10 o'clock, this, there, 11 o'clock, this, and then I want to do this. When we overextend ourselves and give ourselves each and every moment of our lives to something, we're losing something, ourselves. We need to take time to enjoy life on life's terms. We need to sit and connect with one another, enjoying life. We need moments of peace, calm, and tranquility. We need special moments to the person we love to show our love and our happiness for them being in our lives. We must show time for our work to be the best that we can be at our job. To be proud that we had this job, that is taking care of us, that is paying the bills, that we have money left over that we can share our love and our appreciation with others by the things we do for them. But we don't want to do what we did in our addiction, have tunnel vision. We must keep ourselves open for time for ourselves. Because in our active addiction, we were surviving. In our early recovery, we were surviving and changing our behavior and learning the mistakes that we made and trying to overcome the mistakes. And it was a lot to carry. It was a lot for us to deal with at that particular time. But we kept going forward because people like us was going through the same thing. And they said, we'll love you until you can love yourself. And that's a powerful statement. Because in our addiction, we didn't love ourselves because we harmed ourselves with our addiction. And recovery taught us that. But now, as we have time in recovery and we clean the wreckage of our past, we begin to learn how to love ourselves, to appreciate ourselves, to feel good about ourselves, to have pride about ourselves, because we've overcame and worked so hard on ourselves to be where we're at today. We did the work. It wasn't hard. the funny thing is that when we face our own fears, when we face our own situations that life has created in our lives, when we face them and honestly look at them and do the work to change the situation to make our lives better, then we do become better. When we keep the focus on ourselves, that allows us to work on ourselves. But if we have our focus on everything else around us, that means that there's no focus on ourselves. There's no growth for ourselves, that we're caught up in the vicious cycle of everybody else's situation, and they're going to do and choose their best choices for themselves, which may be in direct conflict of what we believe in, which would cause us to live rent free with their situation, which would cause us to not have enough attention for ourselves to grow and to live our best lives. What I learned in recovery is that when we keep the focus on ourselves, we make ourselves better, then we are in a better position to help others and show love to others because we're living our best lives. We're comfortable at where we're at with our lives. We're not overtaxed by too much work. We're not overtaxed by all these things. We are living our best lives by keeping each situation in its own framework. We don't overwork ourselves at work. We spend time with the family, with loved ones, enjoying life with them. It's not about what's going on bad in their lives. It's about coming together for a moment to enjoy each other's company, to laugh and to smile and to be happy and to express joy and peace with each other. And when we do that and we come back to our own homes and we come back to our own lives, we feel good. We made a solid connection with one another. We enjoyed each other. There was no looking at, well, you made this mistake, you did this and you did that, and you should do this. No, we're not addressing that. What we're doing is we're bringing a safe place for us to come together to enjoy each other and to show love and happiness of being together, enjoying life on life's terms. And when we do that, and when a person is going through something, you may get that phone call, this has happened with me, and I just want your opinion. What would you do? And they're asking you, what would you do? I would say, this is what I would do. But I'm not you. You got to figure out what's going to be your best choice for you. Look at all your options and make the best choice that's good for you. I don't live in your skin. I don't live your lifestyle. You live your lifestyle. So you need to find out what works for you, how this can benefit you, or how you should erase this from your life because it's not benefiting you. What do you want? Why are you continuing this behavior? Ask yourself these questions. I can only express what would be good for me, but you got to find out what's good for you. And that's what it's all about. Because we're all imperfect people and we all make mistakes. So it doesn't mean that your information may be great for you. It may lead you to the promised land, but it may not lead that person to their promised land because they have to find their way to what works for them in their life to make their life better. That means that each individual must work on themselves to make themselves better. Nobody else could work on you to make you better. You can only make yourself better by working on yourself. Your life gets better when you make different choices. You have to make those choices, not nobody else. I can tell you what works for me, and you can listen and shake your head and still keep doing what you're doing because you don't agree with my choices. That's why it's very, very important for you to find out what's your best course of action for you, how you can be benefit from the situation. And when we do that, we feel better about ourselves. How would you feel if you tell a person that this is the best way to go and then they do it and then all hell breaks loose because they chose your way? That means that you will be responsible for the information that you gave them that hurted them, that made them go down this rabbit hole that they went and created this problem. Are you that much educated and knowledge about the situation that you would tell a person that they should not do that? In psychiatry, when you meet with people, relationships, people, peer support, one thing they teach you is you're not supposed to tell a person what to do. You're supposed to teach them to find their way to make a choice that would be good for them. If they choose to do what you tell them to do and they do it and something bad happens, then you're liable for their actions legally. So think about it now. That means that you have to learn how to give people information so they can find their way. And that's exactly what recovery does. It gives you information for you to find your way, that what's going to work for you to live your best life. And just because Robert has recovery doesn't mean that my walk will save your life. You have to find out what works for you in recovery. My suggestion is don't overtax yourself. Give yourself a break. One day at a time, one situation at a time. You know, as I'm in the moment that I am now, and I worked so hard to get where I'm at today, it's still a new road. The new road is still going because my life is getting better. It's still new, but I'm enjoying the blessings of recovery, but I'm still moving forward in my recovery. And I realize that I have to continually change my behavior and live life on life's terms. That's the only way I can live life on life's terms because life is constantly changing. The world is constantly changing, and I must be able to adapt to a new way of living in recovery. I hope I shared some things that'll make you think, to make you understand that the only thing that you have to give to another human being is the information that you learn, and they will figure it out what works for them and what they need to do to make their lives better. I hope and pray that even though it may get hard in recovery, or you may hit some bumps, or you may even relapse, that's okay. As long as you come back. We're all imperfect people and we all make mistakes. So if you fall short, how do you say, fall short of the glory of God? If you fall short of recovery, you'll be okay. Just come on back. Just come back. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel upset. We all make mistakes and we must learn from our mistakes to be better. Recovery taught us that. We learned from the mistakes of our addiction and we changed our behavior and our lives got better. So just because you messed up doesn't mean that you lost your recovery forever. You just got to find out why you relapsed in the first place and what you're not addressing with yourself so you will not relapse. This is Robert Goodman from Positive Strokes. I'm wishing you a great Monday. And remember, you are the most important person to yourself. Only you can live your best life if you work on yourself to make yourself better. You have a great and wonderful day.